It's just DSD here today. DFD and DBD are taking the night off, so you're just with me. I'm sorry. Okay, so the question we have for you today is, why has the NFL been so entertaining this year? We'll tell you next. Welcome. The Big DSD is by himself. Compadre, one person. You're stuck with me for 10 minutes. Make sure you're listening. So I'm DailySportsDosage. Follow us on Instagram and on Twitter as official DSD. And subscribe down below. We would love if you did that. Okay, so the question is, why has the NFL in 2018-19 been so entertaining and so much better than the past few years? There's a lot of reasons behind it, and I'll tell you why right now. They figured out the catch rule. The refs aren't, the heads up there aren't out their asses constantly. They aren't making stupid decisions. There's young coaches that are smart, young quarterbacks. We'll break it all down here. So you got guys, young coaches like Matt Nagy, Sean McVay, Frank Reich, Anthony Lynn, and Mike Vrabel, who are all basically playoff teams besides the Titans, who they just got booted out last second. But still, those are all young coaches that are making their name in the NFL. You haven't had that for years. We have all these young quarterbacks who literally might take over the league starting next year. You got Jared Goff, Patrick Mahomes, Jimmy Garoppolo, Mitch Trubisky, Deshaun Watson, Sam Darnold, and Baker Mayfield. That's just literally just off the top of my head. I wrote down 5 guys. And you could even say Lamar Jackson. I know he had a terrible game, but he's still a young talent. And the number one thing is that with the rules that you hate, the one that you hate, hitting the quarterback has been the best decision the NFL has ever made. This is why. No more quarterbacks have been getting hurt. Past 5 years, there's been so many more injuries because of them allowing certain things to go, too far injury-wise. So example, the only 2 notable injuries that were big-time quarterbacks that got hurt this year is Jimmy Garoppolo and Alex Smith. And Alex Smith is obviously just a travesty, and that's something that you really can't avoid. Other notable players that were hurt last year, you got J.J. Watt, Richard Sherman, Dalvin Cook, Greg Olsen, Allen Robinson, OBJ, all these guys that aren't getting hurt now because the rules have changed to help the receivers and the players. I know that people may not like that, but it's the truth. I don't necessarily like that you can't play defense anymore, but it's helped the game. More points, less injuries, more money. That's the way they think, and that's the way it is. It's a fact, guaranteed. The games have gone up by a significant point totals. The NFL ratings are up 8% from last year. So, it's really interesting because a lot of people were like, oh, it's because of the election. That's why it was down. I'm sure that was a big piece of it. But the number one thing is the NFL couldn't get out of their own way. They were making stupid decisions. Ray Rice comes out. They don't make the right decision by, getting rid of him right away. Now they're almost jumping to conclusions with Kareem Hunt, even though it was the right decision to get rid of him, but they did it immediately without even thinking about it. So they're probably on the right side of the fence now, meaning that they're jumping to conclusions quicker. But the other side was they would let things just almost let it test the water until they got a real outcry. And they said, whoa. Then that's when they laid the suspension down. That's not a good business model, because people get pissed when things happen and then they change their decision because of that. That's not the way to do it. Now they've been sticking to their guns, making decisions, even though a lot of them are stupid. I disagree with all of them for the most part. They still are sticking to their guns, which has made a better brand loyalty. It's a fact. The NFL has produced 46 of the top 50 most watched TV shows from September to December. That's saying something. It means the NFL is not dead. It's just it's not going to be linear all the time anymore. It's just going to be horizontal growth. The number one thing is that they couldn't get out of their own way. They're doing everything right now. I'm actually really impressed in how they've been handling things. Hopefully this is the way it can continue growing that way. But The issue for years, they didn't have any star power. Now they have stars everywhere, talent everywhere. And then they didn't have people to coach that talent. You got absolute idiots like Marvin Lewis, like Jeff Fisher. We're going to have a video coming out about this, why you don't recycle coaches. You want to have new, fresh blood. New, fresh blood is the way you should do it, because all these guys are basically dinosaurs, and what it comes down to is that they don't really know how to coach in this day and age. That's why Bill Belichick is the best coach of all time, because he's able to adapt to the times today. Do you hear that? Adapt. Other coaches aren't able to do that. We're going to run the ball down your throat. We're going to throw the ball. That's just what we do. I can tell you time and time again, when you live and die by that method, you lose the game. Rex Ryan, Jim Harbaugh, I can go down the list. It's just a long one. It's just the NFL seems to getting, they're making the right decisions this year. We know what a catch is, all these things. And, there's still things you can poke holes in, but there's not as much controversy as there was before. So, all right, guys, we're keeping it short and sweet today, probably roughly around 7 minutes. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. What we need from you is to like, comment, subscribe, tell all your friends, tell your family, tell everybody, because we need you to grow. We need you guys for everything. So thanks again. Go DSD.